Hey, all you cinema buffs out there, Dennis and Nate bringing you our review of Ghost in the Shell. Now, Ghost in the Shell is the live action adaptation of the anime from the 90s,
Yep.
which Nate and I have both seen, but we're not exactly diehard fans, so we walked into this movie judging it just on the movie itself. So, Nate, what'd you think about Scarlett Johansson being cast as Major in this one?
Well, like you said, Ghost in the Shell. It doesn't mean a bunch. A lot of people are diehard fans of Ghost in the Shell, the original. I saw it when I was younger, and I actually watched it about a week and a half ago, and I enjoyed myself. I think it's an outstanding animated film, and Scarlett Johansson being cast as this role of Major was kind of a controversy with diehard fans.
Yeah.
A lot of words like whitewash and things thrown out there and everything, but I think that I'm a little on the fence on Scarlett Johansson as Major. At times, it was believable. I liked it. At other times, it felt a little out of place.
You're right. At times it felt right, and times it didn't, because it was just kind of one note.
Yeah.
And it's kind of something I've been seeing from Scarlett Johansson a lot lately. Just kind of like these sullen, just like introverted kind of characters. And I get it. She's supposed to be this, she's like the new female badass action star of this day and age. But yeah, I just feel like she could have shown a little bit more range with it. And shown a little bit more emotion. So it was hard to invest into the character of the Major this time around.
I agree. But reasons that people thought that it would be bad or that she would be a bother, those weren't there. I didn't feel like it was whitewashed. I didn't feel like she was, just placed in there because she's Scarlett Johansson. There was times where I think they need that star power for Japanese and American films to be integrated with each other. You want something to get people to the theater to go see this.
The acting in general was just kind of okay. And I think that the only one who kind of stands out or steps up their acting a little bit is Juliette Binoche. And that's kind of what you expect of her. I mean, I think she's an actress who's kind of like above this, blockbuster type movie.
Yeah.
She's, more known for foreign films and
Serious
independent
roles,
films.
things
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
And I think she did a fine job. And the acting all across the board, like the guy who played
Bato?
Bato, yeah, I thought he was fine.
I thought that he would bother me from the trailers. I was like, uh-oh, this isn't going to be good, but I liked Bato's character. If I had to compare it to the original Ghost in the Shell, Bato is so much more stern and almost sympathetic in the original Ghost in the Shell. And in this one, he just didn't have much to him at all. Just not very layered.
But as with the original Ghost in the Shell, this kind of explores the themes of, humanity, what it means to be human, and just how far our obsession with technology goes. So how do you think they handled it in this live action version?
I think they handled it in their own way. I was wondering how they were going to handle it, if they were going to make it their own, and in a way they did. There are some scenes that are very similar, almost shot for shot from the original, but with the themes, they tackled different themes than they did in the animated Ghost in the Shell, especially with Major and the way her character is. In this, she is searching for her human self. She seems to be, almost kind of feeling sorry for herself a little bit when she's just like, who am I? Like, I felt like there was things that were portrayed in the animated film without any words, and in this, they sort of just spouted them out at you.
Yeah, it was a little too on the nose with the dialogue at some points. And I feel like that just with the, lack of interesting characters, like, I liked the themes that they explored, but I didn't really feel the, the gravity of what they're trying to say, the message, because I just couldn't get invested in the characters. Like, just mediocre acting and mediocre dialogue, it didn't get me invested in it a little bit.
They did tackle themes, and they didn't try to stay right with the original. I think they made it their own, and they did ask a lot of questions, but different questions than the original did. And I kind of liked the pacing. I enjoyed myself, for the most part, during this movie. I never felt bored. The visuals were great at times, and other times spotty. The special effects sometimes were not that believable to me.
Yeah, I like the special effects. I thought that the 3D hologram ads and everything throughout the city and all the buildings, that was kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was just a little too heavy. Like at one point in the movie, I was thinking to myself, like, I swear it's been 20 minutes since there hasn't been a scene without a hologram at some point. I will say this, overall, I didn't feel like there was plenty of action, just none of it really stood out. It was just kind of generic.
Totally. I completely agree. And the one thing about this film is that I will consider this to be a smart film, and probably smarter than needed for a PG-13 rating. I don't know why they did PG-13 on this. Like, fans of the original wanted the R-rated original. The original is violent, it is gory, it tackles some incredibly adult themes, and this one tackles adult themes too. I don't think a 13-year-old's gonna go in this movie and come out satisfied at all. They should have just made it R-rated.
This is a movie that the R-rated audiences will attend to.
Totally.
I mean, in the theater that we went to, I didn't see any teenagers. I saw only adults.
Yeah, and there's nostalgia in this movie, and those people that watched it then are adults now. Easily adults by now. And after seeing movies with gunplay like John Wick, where it's violent and in your face and fast, this just sort of seemed pretty bland. But there are scenes that stood out to me visually that I really liked. She hacks a geisha at one point, this geisha on the table.
That was
I
cool.
really liked that hacking sequence where she was being,
Like
the
immersed in the
viruses
mind.
were coming.
Right.
Yeah, I like that scene. There's my favorite scene from the original, where she's underwater floating up. And although this one isn't as effective, I still like that scene when she's underwater, and that's where she gets her feeling. That's where she feels at peace. There's no voices. There's no technology. It's just darkness. It's silence. And but that scene did not show her humanity as much as it could have.
Buffs.
All right, there's our thoughts on Ghost in the Shell. Dennis, let's put a score to it. What did you think?
Yeah, like I said, this movie has a lot of great visual, quality to it. I think that the set design was done really well, the cinematography, all of it, and I forgot to mention the score by Clint Mansell. That was very good, as to be expected from him.
Yeah.
But once again, I couldn't feel for the characters, and therefore, I just didn't really get taken through the story the way I should have, and the way I'm sure the filmmakers had intended me to. I feel this movie is all shell, no ghost, so I'm just going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Ooh, okay.
It's
Well,
fine, but
yeah.
it's just, you've seen it before.
Okay. I enjoyed myself more. I think that the original Ghost in the Shell is confusing. I still watched it again as an adult, and I'm like, I still don't fully grasp it. This one is definitely catered more towards audiences that can follow the story. The ending is a little bit different. It doesn't have as much weight, but I think that works to its advantage for it to be a little more user-friendly with people watching it. I enjoyed my time. I thought it was an effective action movie that asked a lot of questions, and I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to go 7.5 out of 10.
Buffs.
All right, so that's it for our review of Ghost in the Shell. What'd you guys think of the review? What'd you think of the movie? Why don't you leave all your comments down below? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We always appreciate the support.
Yeah, next week we're going to be working real hard on Dennis's new short film that we're working on. So we're going to be bringing you a throwback review of the original Fast and the Furious. By original, I mean the first one in this series of Fast and the Furious
The
movies.
OG.
The OG, exactly. And then the week after that, we'll be doing The Fate of the Furious. So getting ourselves a little prepped for a throwback. So look out for that review, and remember,
There's no place like the theater.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a cinema buff. And if you want to be a cinema buff too, click the logo on your left to become one of our subscribers, and you'll never miss an episode. So thanks for watching, and don't forget, there's no place like the theater.